We have all the dogs outside today. We have Tucker, we have Rhodey, the foster dog, we have Gidget, and then Mickey's up on the deck. We had all the roots ground out so it's a little less treacherous walking through here. I need to start lining out the veggie bed that's going to be going along that fence to the wherever the gate is to the lower driveway, which will be figured out once the lower deck's finished. And then I need to start working on this. I need to figure out what I am doing, and those beds got moved to make way for pulling out some roots. Okay, this is what we have so far after a couple hours of putzing around on a Friday morning. I took out this step. There used to be a step there, like this step down there. I took that out. I have to go remove those blocks in the back and fill that all in with dirt and mulch. Made this curve here. This is the start of the berry bed. That is the end of the St. Francis bed. So berry bed, blackberry bush will be in there. I haven't quite figured out how I'm configuring these yet. The black plastic barrels will house the raspberry shortcake bushes, and the Vego bed will house the two blackberry bushes. The two blueberry bushes. There's two different varieties of blueberry bushes, but they'll go in there because blueberries are fairly shallow rooted. So I'll put them in the shorter Vego bed. I will probably plant strawberry plants around the base of the blueberry bushes, potentially around the bases of the other bushes. We'll see. But anyway, that's as far as I've gotten as far as planning. I know where all the berry bushes are going to go, and that I can plant melons or vining plants in the spaces in between. I've just got to figure out how I want to lay out these beds here. And those could be the strawberries, or they could be radishes, or they could just be whatever shallow rooted crops, or maybe just flowers. So that's as far as I've gotten with the redesign of the fruit border. So we'll just go from there. This, where that bucket is, we're going to have a fire pit sitting there. So we're going to have a fire pit there. I want some chairs kind of in here, but we can circle this out a little bit over in this area, kind of circle it out a little bit more, and then dip back in and go back and circle around as such. So that's what we'll be working on today. I imagine it's going to be ugly and sweaty, and I'll be taking lots of breaks, but we'll see how far I get today. The layout for the fruit border is finalized, and I am so glad. So this is basically how it's going to look. That piece in the middle there is because I didn't want to, it just kept me from having to move a whole lot more stuff around. So that got put in the middle. We have that barrel down there for the blackberry bush. We have 3 cement planters. And then we have 8 concrete blocks, and a block turned sideways, and then 8 more concrete blocks, and then 3 more concrete planters, and then the end cap. I could not swing it out as far as I wanted to because my husband still has to be able to get the tractor in here for dumping mulch and dirt and that kind of stuff, and I had forgotten about that part, but that's fine. I swooped it out a little bit here and then centered that bed there. Today's Saturday. It got up to 90 degrees, which is crazy because I think Monday and Tuesday night it got down in the teens, like 17, 18 degrees, and decimated all of my daffodils. So pretty sad about that. But anyway, this stuff's still doing fine. It's got to be dug up and moved though, because I'll be planting fruit in there, or veggies, or probably strawberries. But anyway, I am so happy to have this done. I had to take several breaks because at 11 o'clock it was already 76 degrees, and then now it's 90 degrees. So, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Tomorrow, I hope to get out here, move the barrels, clean out the bed, put down cardboard, and put a light layer of mulch around there and get that wet and dampened down in preparation for when we get our load of dirt. And then when we get our load of dirt, I will get this bed filled and get these concrete blocks all filled, and then we'll be ready to put in the barrels and the Vego bed, fill those with potting soil and soil acidifier, and rock and roll from there on our fruit border bed. I'm so excited to have this part done. It was a lot of work and heavy lifting. It is Tuesday, March 24th. I didn't do anything yesterday, Monday, but I got out here with the dogs. Here's Rhodey with his toy, his squeaky toy. You might hear it. And I got the mulch spread out over the cardboard for sheep mulching. And in other news, we had dirt delivered yesterday. So that big pile of dirt next to the big pile of mulch, the dirt will be used to help fill this fruit and berry border. It'll be used to help level out the yard where we had the roots dug up, and it'll be used to fill some other beds. And then also in other news, my husband got all these red blocks from the neighbor's yard, put on pallets, and brought over to our yard. And so that's going to be a project that takes this bed and hopefully swoops it around to the other side, or as far as it'll go. But I'll insert a picture or a video of him transporting some of the blocks on his tractor here. Just trying to stay out of his way. Good job, good job. I know it's hard for him to see, especially with the sun in his eyeballs. Okay, I told him this is good enough for tonight. Give me something to work on tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Was that 6 loads? I think that was 6 loads. And I've still got to put dirt around this block and fill in this hole. So the one metal barrel is going to sit on this block so it won't sink, and the rest of them I'll just be tamping down this dirt, wetting it down and tamping it and letting it settle before I put the black buckets and the Vego bed on top. Very thankful for my husband and his tractor. Friends, it is a windy Thursday, March 26th. This video will be posted Monday, March 30th. I got the dirt spread out. I'll still need to water it down. I got some of these cinder blocks filled with dirt, some not filled. All these down here are filled. Down at this very corner, right by the fence, I have a little garden mouse. And we take turns scaring the crap out of each other. As I was spreading the dirt into that corner, he jumped out from wherever he was, that crack between the fence and the cinder block, because I had scared him, and he jumped out and scared me. But anyway, we take turns scaring each other. He generally scares me first, or I scare him first and he scares me second. It's always payback. But this has been going on for over a year, and I am on the hunt for about a little 8 to 12 inch mouse garden statue, because I think I need to pay tribute to my little mouse friend that likes to occasionally make sure my heart rate is up, just in case I'm not doing enough physical labor to raise it. So shout out to my garden mouse for keeping me healthy, maybe, who knows. Anyway, gonna end the video here. Thanks for stopping by, and y'all come back.